Hey, how you doing? It's Dan from Synapse Brain Training. So we're going to talk about the two viewpoints that we kind of held and for a long time about the brain's abilities and the brain's potential. So for a long time it was believed that the brain had a fixed intelligence, and that once you got to a certain age it stayed at that same intelligence level and kind of went that way throughout your whole life. And then there's the other one that neuroscience supports, which is now like a current viewpoint, and modern science, that the brain is constantly adapting to the new environments and surroundings that is around them, and it's not fixed. It can increase, it can decrease. So I feel like even though this is regular information that is out of the mainstream and on the public, so many people are still, for some reason, under this limiting belief that you're in this fixed intelligence, that nothing can change, and you can't get smarter. So for those people, it must be such a negative outlook on life, because all they see is their intelligence fading away over the years, or so they perceive. So what, you get to a certain level and then you're just stuck there. It's kind of laughable. It's like saying you're born with a certain amount of muscle, and it just stays there. You can't work out, you can't get stronger. It just stays. There's no way to change it, and it's not true. You can build your muscles stronger. You can run faster. You can change them, how they work, how they fit, how they function, what they do. I'm a marathon runner, a sprinter, pole vaulter, swimmer, whatever you want to do. And the same is for the brain, but even more. The brain is, has has so much potential, so much overall potential, that people would be shocked if someone was just able to reach. And I don't even know if we could reach the full potential, but let's say reach 50% of what the potential was. It would be unbelievable. And I think there's people that are aware, in the government, of what humans are really capable of. We're capable of just so much more than we really understand, at this point in time. And although we think science and our ability to understand, complex issues is at a heightened point, the truth is it's not. It was less than, a little over 100 years ago that we, were driving, horse and buggy rolling around, with horses, not even having, automobiles. And since then, since that 100 years, plus 100 years, we've jumped into just a completely different age. I just don't think 100 years is enough to completely understand everything about the human brain, body, psyche, everything in that amount of time. Science is going to have to catch up. It has to. There's just no way that we've developed every understanding of what we're capable of and our potential of it in this short amount of time. So I guess my point is that, from what I've seen and what I've experienced, it is that the amount of unlocked potential that you have is truly extraordinary. The point is, if you're willing to, reach those levels, and this requires work, just like anything. If you think about someone who's going to gain muscle or do something, or reach these high levels of fitness, you would think that they need months or tons of repetition doing what they're doing and pushing themselves. It's the same with the brain. The brain, you can't just do one simple thing and it's going to be fine. It needs constant change. So the brain has, in my opinion, just so much untapped potential that what we consider genius today will just be normal tomorrow in 100 years, once we've unlimited, once we're fully able to just tap this potential. Once it becomes mainstream knowledge in a period of time, it won't be so unrealistic to have these high levels of intelligence just normally. It will just be kind of just the average, and then we'll break through and find something else. So yeah, I feel bad for people that believe that it's been a fixed level of intelligence, because it's not. You can break through. I mean, there is some level of things that are going to be difficult. I think maybe at some level there's permanent brain damage or something you could get that could cause your brain not to function correctly if you're in a car crash, or did something bad bad to yourself, some drugs or something, I don't know, then maybe at a certain point things, there's only so much damage I think you can take in large areas of the brain before you're not able to rebuild those. But seeing you don't do that, you can go back up. If you've lost some intelligence, if you've been drinking a lot, not having a healthy lifestyle, you can flip that around. Like, you can flip that around easily. It just takes hard work and effort, and a lot of things that I'm going to outline here, you can just put into practice and put into play and turn your life around. But my program in general is just explaining how to really use all the key concepts that I describe and how to cycle them for the maximum benefit. And there's really nothing like it. There's no other program like it, and that's why Synapse Brain Training has been made, because there's a void for it. And other people say oh well, there's Lumosity, that's a brain training game. Yeah, Lumosity is a brain training game, and it's one of the many things that I suggest all my clients do is Lumosity. So I've simply just hand taken all the things that I need and just built this massive program. Lumosity in itself is not enough, at least for what we want to attain. These pretty much almost genius levels of brain capacity. Doing Lumosity alone, yes, that's a tool, that's the workout, but there's the rest, the recovery, the removing toxins, adding things. I can't expose everything that I'm doing on my program because it's paid, but there's so much other stuff, and people don't know how. People understand different things like that I explain on my program. Like, people understand hypnosis, but they don't understand how to cycle it and run it correctly, and they don't understand how much the subconscious actually needs to completely change, and how often it has to be cycled, and how things have to be shifted around. It's a cycle, and it's a workout cycle pretty much. So comparatively, to put that to anything else is kind of somewhat difficult. So I guess people don't have experience on those things. People do some of the things I suggest. A lot of things they have no idea about, and I don't think I've ever heard about. But that's just my view, is that there's such a great amount of change, and it's just it's all untapped in so many people, and it makes people, when you start tapping into this potential, you'll just be light years happier, because your brain hates stagnation. It gets depressed when it's stagnant. I think a lot of the reason that a lot of people are on these prescription drugs, and a lot of these SSRIs and what are these? What are the people do these days? Whatever they're taking for depression, is basically causing, is an effect of the brain being in this stagnant attitude. You see these 9-to-5 jobs, these repetitive school cycles where these kids go to school every day in the same classroom, the same repetitive information, regurgitate the same repetitive information. They literally kids that are in school are literally judged on their ability to take information in from a teacher, put it in the left side of the brain, the critical and analytical side of the brain, regurgitate that information, and spit it back out on a test. They're not judged on their creativity or their ability to, really process that information and put their own spin on it, or even judge if it's true or false. It's just you're getting a test, you're getting a grade based on your ability to take in, memorize, regurgitate the information. That's where you're good. That's almost like a slave, That's like, what is the point of understanding that information if you have no say on it? You can't judge whether it's true or not. You're just completely put into the point of just being a computer, a slave to society pretty much, or slave to that class. Whereas you can't say anything. You're mentally locked up. So most people that go through the regular academic system, I feel like, do get mentally locked up on a right side. We're building left-brained citizens through our country. We don't want the creative and artistic side. We want the critical and analytical side that can take and follow orders correctly. So I guess I don't know. I like to I like to show people what their true potential is, and hopefully in some of these videos, we can tap some potential of people that aren't going to get the paid content, and that would make me happy as well. So, anyways, hope that changes your mind on what your brain's capable of, and until next time.